So we're going through Yishai, your second book, The Jew on the Edge, Hayehudi Shel HaKatzeh. It sounds better in Hebrew. And there's a part of the book that was very powerful when I was reading it. It was describing the difference between an assimilated Jew and a Jew who is following Torah and mitzvot, what we call an Orthodox Jew. And you said a very interesting thing, and I want to ask you to elaborate on it. That you said that really they're very similar. In the end of the day, they're a Jew, and they have the name Jew, and they can't get rid of that name Jew. And as you always love to quote Rosenzweig, it's in their blood. It has nothing to do with if they want it or not. It's a fact. But you say in the book that one of the main differences between an assimilated Jew and an Orthodox Jew is how many misamim they have. In other words, an Orthodox Jew has much more Jewish language and much more Jewish symbolism and much more Jewish halakha. An assimilated Jew has only one, or you could say less. So I want you kind of to elaborate a little bit on why the assimilated Jew and the Orthodox Jew really are very similar on the one hand, and what does that mean? Why is that important for you to point out? And two, what is that difference as well?
So I will say it more precise. Rosenzweig says, היהודי שרק נשאר ביהדותו והאורתודוקס המחמיר ביותר הם בעצם אותו הדבר. The Jew that only remained in his Jewishness, in his Jewish name, and the most ultra-Orthodox Jew are in the essence the same thing. And how I understood it, that both of them have the move of staying. Where is that the יהודי שרק נשאר ביהדותו, the Jew that is, the only thing he has in his Jewish life is staying with his Jewish name, staying with Shem Yisrael. That's not the Jewish name, Shem Yisrael. And the most ultra-Orthodox, so he's staying with one signifier, while the ultra-Orthodox stays with many signifiers, many mitzvot, many names. But in the essence, they are not different.
I think this is a very powerful way of thinking about a Jew, because I was speaking to my father the other day, and we have a certain family who are very assimilated, and I was telling him that I said, all it takes is, a change of mind, and they could be just as Jewish, so to speak, as me, who lives in Israel, who's a rabbi, who's bringing his kids up, in Torah schools. And my father said, but they're so far away. I said, yeah, but they're Jewish. So maybe you could respond a little bit to that. And do you think that's related to what we were discussing in the book?
I agree. That's that move.
In other words, I'm not so different from my family member who's so assimilated, and I'm the rabbi.
If he's נשאר ביהדותו. If he's the יהודי שרק נשאר ביהדותו. That's the only thing he has of his of Jewish life, is that he's staying in Shem Yisrael. Because that is a different, how will I say it? That's different being in the world. That Jew versus the Gentile. Because there is that name that he stays with, that Shem Yisrael, that he's staying or remaining within, that has the power on him. and there is only a little, the Rav Shagar used to call it, nia katan, a small move that will bring him to be what you are. And in the deep thing, there's also a nia katan, because nothing holds him. But that that connection to the name. Nia katan. For sure, understanding that's another understanding of Kol Yisrael yesh lahem chelek. יהודי אף על פי שחטא יהודי הוא, הרי לישראל קרויים עולים. All of those... What? Yeah. All of those sayings are dealing with that. It's not something we can understand, like from Western point of view. So, in what are you a Jew? In what are you a Jew? By me staying. By me being stubborn from the Western world, from the Western world point of view, Christianity point of view.
So even a secular Jew, you're saying, who has totally abandoned kashrut, Shabbat, tefillah, prayers, Pesach, but still identifies as a Jew. Is that what you're referring to when you say that he's decided to remain a Jew?
If we're speaking in Rosenzweig's time, or from where you came from, yes, we're not speaking about Israel. No. Because Israel, the assimilation in Israel, the hamara in Israel is into the Israeliyut. I cannot take the same structure of Rosenzweig in Frankfurt, Kassel, and put it over here.
Well, since the listeners are mostly English speakers, I think it is very relevant, Rosenzweig, since he is a diaspora Jew. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That a Jew could be in America, or Australia, or England, and really Rosenzweig is trying to. It's a type of compliment, which is, even though you don't have all the Jewish language and all the Siddur and Shabbat and Kashrut, there's something very powerful still to be called and remain a Jew.
ביהדותי. Yeah. It's a diaspora thought that we need to be delicate when we bring it into our lives in Israel. Yes, what I'm saying is to be a religious Jew means to be in diaspora in Israel.
Galut b'toch habayit.
Galut, but that's, we need to be careful in how we speak over here. But I will tell you another interesting letter that Rosenzweig writes to Rudi Hallo, where he says, I'll read it, if I'll find it.
You're reading all my comments.
And here, 1 minute. Try to find it, if not.
Yishai, the person, is looking for Yishai, the author.
Okay, maybe it's here. Yeah, it's here. Mm-hmm. Okay, I don't find it now, but what he says, החומה עומדת. אני הוא זה שאומר לך זאת. That's how he's writing to רודי הלו. אני שטענתי בתקיפות רבה מדי. I'm bringing from my memory. שרקיע אחד מתקמר מעל כולנו. Jews and Gentiles, Jews and Christians. החומה עומדת. אם מלפנים החומה אתה רוצה לעמוד בגן פורח או בגינה שוממה, זה הבחירה שלנו. The wall is established. I'm that one that is saying that. Me, Rosenzweig, that always says that one sky is beyond all cultures and all religions. No. The wall is established and we are in it. Our only choice is if we want to be in a flourishing ground, flourishing yard, or in a desert. Meaning, I don't have any choice with the mesamen, with the signifier. But will the signifier, will I be flourished with richness of Jewish life? That's the question. And that's someone that comes from the diaspora understands. Because that person that has only Shem Yisrael, that rak nish'ar biyaduto, he's in a desert. His Jewish name is a desert. Rosenzweig wants to offer him to be in a flourishing Jewish yard.